Yes, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, tankers of Blitz Universe. It's time for 1, 2, 3. We've got this tank in the game now, the M4 FL-10. Sherman Hill, M4A4 Sherman Hill with a diesel engine in there, so you have two different engine decks, and an AMX 1375 turret whacked on top. And this was fielded by the Egyptian army. And first off, a little bit of historical background. Wargaming have done a really good job of replicating this tank. It has that shield at the back, which is a guard for the exhaust. That's pretty much true to nature. It has that little thingy on the back. Do you see it on the back end of the hull? A cover slightly raised above the deck. That is there on the real tank. On the right side, it's not there, and that is true to form to the real tank. So this one, it looks really good. Thumbs up to Wargaming for that. They have, well, brought us some premium tanks that are not really true to form or just plain fantasy. Well, this one looks really good. And you can already see that the main feature of this tank is the first of many to follow. This is an auto reloading tank. And I've mentioned that 2 days ago in the Auto Loaders How to Play guide, that big guide. There you have tanks where you fire 3, 4 or maybe even 10 shots if you're on 87, and then you will have to reload the full magazine again from the start. Not so much with a tank like this. Your shells start reloading automatically unless you fire all 3 of them. So you will have a choice. You can find it as a single shot tank, as a dual shot tank, or as a triple shot tank. But you really never have that, say, 10 to 15 seconds reload where you are really vulnerable. Yes, you're more vulnerable than other tanks, which can fire really quickly. We have the Royal Hunt event at the moment in Tier 7. You're facing off against FE-201s and Black Princes, and they have pretty much the same rate of fire and the same alpha as you, so do not try to duke it out with them. But if you can do stuff like this, then it's going to be really fun, because that Chaffee is going to come screaming round the corner, and I kind of stuff it up just a little bit because I fired the first shot just a little bit too quick, but I can get the next shot in. And you can see, if you're fighting this as a single shot tank, you have about 4 seconds reload to take into account, and that's quite doable. And people are not used to this yet. The tank itself, the M4, it's not, let's say it doesn't have any armor. It has good armor on the sides. You could side scrape with it potentially. We're gonna watch the armor after this game and the stats and numbers as well. The statistics on Blitz stars when it comes to DPM are a bit strange, because it's hard to calculate this DPM. If you shoot it as a single shot tank, you have a lower rate of fire than if you would shoot it in the magazine with the clip, with the 3 shots that you can do. But then again, it's situational. It's not a brilliant tank, it's not OP in any form, it's actually quite balanced, I think. And is it a good addition to the game? Well, we're going to talk about that later. First, let's hop quickly into Blitz Hangar, take a look at the armor, take a look at my loadout on the tank as well, and then 2 small clips to show you off the auto reloading system and the next full game. Right, here is then the M4/FL-10 in Blitz Hangar, and as you can see, it lists the DPM as above 3k. That's with full provisions. But the funny thing is, if you take a look at the tank in the game and you have full provisions, etc., my DPM will then be 2106. So that's 1k DPM difference. I'm not quite sure where that lies. I have no time to do the mathematics, but I think the DPM should be around 2300, 2400. Otherwise, 3k DPM would be just out of this world. What's not out of this world is actually the penetration. That's with calibrated shells. It has only 144 in total. If you have calibrated shells, which I think you should fit on this tank, 151. It's not going to cut it. 160 alpha damage, it's about on par with a fair bunch of the Tier 7 mediums, the comments, the T23, E3, etc. But this is where the strength lies, in the burst damage, 480 if you penetrate all 3 shots. And actually the base aim time, That's pretty nifty as well. It is, however, severely hampered by lack of gun depression and lack of gun elevation. And this. Bad armor. You can see 76 mils on the front, which if you angle it becomes a bit better. But you don't really have the gun depression. Look at that. That's not a lot. It's not going to bounce on this. You might bounce, however, on the tracks. They act as spaced armor. And this is funky. It has this big plate on the side. It's only 76 mils as well. But if you side script with it, look at that. 899, 900. That is doable. It's some rounded edges on the base of the turret, and that's going to bounce maybe. But other than that, it's basically a paper tank. As you can see, it's nothing. 40 mils on the side, 38 behind the tracks. Front, yeah, 76. Your basic M5, your basic M4 Sherman tier 5 tank at tier 7, which then also faces 4 seats in a ISU 152s. And that's where this tank suffers basically. Like I said, it's not brilliant, it's not bad either, and I do start this shot up as well. I think, right, I've got my 3 shells, but I only had 2, so I could shoot this Wi-Fi Firefly only 2 times. Then I don't have the gun depression here to shoot him, as you can see. So I decided to back up into my little, what is it, closet maybe, and with this little space where I can sit here, just hide from him, and then go forward, pop the speed boost, 1, 2, and number 3. There we go, track him in place, back up again, have 1 shot in the magazine, then 2 shots in the magazine. He can put 1 into me and I can finish him off. And that's the beauty of this tank. If you can really get people off guard, catch them off guard like this Tiger here, 1 onto the track mule, 2, and another 1, 3. It has got that good aim time. It has low dispersion. And as long as you shoot weak spots and use flanking shots, then you can do quite well. I think there we go, 1 and another 1, 2, and a kill shot, 3. Yes, lovely stuff. This is how you should play the tank. The problem, however, lies in matchups like this. I'm not massively bottom tier here, there's only 2 tier 8 tanks. But I've also had a few games where I was up against VK100 01P. And if those tanks are side scraping, and if they know what they are doing, well, good luck then in your M4 KV5s up front. You have to resort to APCR then, because it's hard to penetrate them. And this tank is going to be available in a bit of a different way compared to other tanks. Usually it's bundles for either gold or money. This will be a offer for people, well, one of those pop-up offers. I have no idea how they will come into the game, if you have to win 1 game or if they just pop up for everybody. I don't know that. I've asked, but we got told nobody knows. So let's just wait and see. But don't be surprised if you have a win and then there comes an offer for an M4 FL-10, and then you would have to shell out $20 to get this tank. Is it a tank that you will want to get? Is it a must-buy? No, I don't think it is. Why is that? Well, the playing field for tier 7 tanks, tier 7 mediums in particular, that's pretty crowded. You have the Wi-Fi ELC Biz, you've got Draculas running around, you've got the Rudy, you've got the T23E3, which can do all the same things that this tank can, but which has got better gun depression. You have the Royal Hunt event at the moment. It's not a, like I said, it's not a bad tank, but it just kind of suffers because of the tier that it's in. There are a lot of exps available, M6, A2, E1 exp. You will have a hard time penetrating those tanks with this one, especially frontally, because your penetration on your AP is just abysmal. And if you're going to use APCR, which is needed against an X, your burst potential drops to 405, and he can shoot you back for 400, no problems whatsoever, and every shot will penetrate. But then again, like I said, if you can get flanking shots in, that's going to be funny, and then I leave this guy on 5. But luckily I have an auto reloader, no 10 seconds to wait. Well, the Tiger 2 finishes off, but other than that I could have finished him off, and I don't, and I'm going to bounce this shot, yes, on the front of the Rudy. And like I said, these are tanks you will be facing as well. A Rudy will hit for 200 per shot. This will do for 160. So if you can dump your entire magazine into the side of the Rudy, that's a lot better than, well, having to wait for 10 seconds for a full reload. Don't get a track shot, don't get a shot in on that on the Yak Party, or maybe just a quick one. And then we're going to drop down over here. My speed boost is ready. Into the side of the IS-3 once and bounce on his front plate and track damage, yes, and track him again, yes, there we go, and then he repairs, which is unfortunate, but I can withstand one hit from him. There we go, can I shoot him? Yes, one shot hit him. Should have waited just a little bit longer, because then I would have had 3 shots and leave him on, what's it, 10? Come on! And we get him, click, click, clickety click, but we do get him. Higher tier tank destroyed, which gives us an ace medal, because I kept the base early, and that's apparently reason to give me a lot of XP, because that's really hard and takes a lot of skill. But I'm happy with this ace game. As you can see, 2,688 damage dealt, and well, quite a decent credit earner as well. Specialist tank, one for the collectors, I think. Not a must-have, but balanced, fun to play, and the first auto-reloading tank in World of Tanks Blitz. My name is martindogger, please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you all on tomorrow's video. Cheers, happy tanking!